Flying high at the Drake Relays at the start of a jam-packed week.
The anticipation and the excitement behind it is palpable.
Inspiring athletes overcoming obstacles and looking ahead to new chapters in their own stories.
Just competing at the Drake Relays is probably top 3.
Stories of the way it once was.
They landed in sawdust, they didn't have the big mats.
And the feeling of making it to the Blue Oval as a high schooler.
A privilege to do it at the Drake Relays, to be able to do high enough to get in there.
Taking on a new role to help put others in a place to succeed with a good pair of shoes.
I just feel this is my calling, to help others.
And the payoff.
Yeah, I can't wait to get back on the field and just start running.
It's a race to the Blue Oval.
This is a KCCI 8 special presentation. Ready, set, relays.
It's the 114th year of the Drake Relays, and you're looking live at the fan favorite pole vault event going on at Jordan Creek Town Center in West Des Moines. It is part athletic event, part rock concert down here. We're having a blast. The oohs and ahs have been plentiful. I'm Ben Captain alongside Jody Long for Ready, Set, Relays.
Yeah, this is the first time in a decade that the pole vaulting competition is being held at the Jordan Creek Town Center in West Des Moines. A pole vaulting competition in the middle of the mall. The event just got underway about 30 minutes ago, and it is absolutely hype, Ben.
Okay, and this is just really the beginning of a week full of amazing events. Let's take a look at some of what's going on. Tomorrow evening at 6 is the Grand Blue Mile. For the first time ever, it's going to happen on a downtown road named in honor of the record-breaking road race. The stretch of 13th Street from Grand to Locust was given the honorary title of World Record Way last fall.
And come Wednesday, track and field competition begins on the Blue Oval. Later, 8 of the world's best shot put athletes will compete in a one-of-a-kind mixed-gender team competition at the Drake Fieldhouse. That event is free to the public.
High school field events begin on Thursday. The annual Distance Carnival begins along with the inaugural Thursday night throwdown. We're going to have more on that in a little bit. Fans can check out world-class competition in the men's and women's javelin throw, hammer throw, and the first ever para-seated throws competition. We'll meet one of those para-athletes later on in the show.
Looking forward to that. Then on Friday, events are divided into 2 sessions with the nation's top collegiate athletes alongside Iowa high school athletes. A highlight that morning will be the Masters 800-meter run. Champions will be crowned in the university, high school, and Paralympic divisions. The women's steeplechase will be one of the final events Friday night involving a dozen Olympic hopefuls.
The week wraps up with a full day on Saturday. A host of colleges compete. The World Athletics Continental Tour Silver Level competition also takes place, featuring 11 events. The Sprint Series returns, featuring Olympians and several collegiate stars of the men's and women's 100 meters. Okay, we talked about it a little bit earlier on in our newscast. We have some pretty unbelievable athletes competing right now in the pole vault.
Yeah, they are at the top of their game. We're talking athletes who have won international competitions. The men's field includes the current American record holder, and the men's and women's fields both feature Olympians. The crowd is just erupting here at Jordan Creek. Somebody cleared a height that is pretty tall. Both the women's and men's field feature Olympians and past Pan Am Games and NCAA champions. The elite men will also compete outdoors at Drake Stadium on Saturday, Ben.
Okay, we've been able to feel the excitement since we've been here at 4 o'clock. The event started at 6. Lots of cool things going on. But what exactly happens during the pole vault? What are the rules?
I know. So we are going to check in with KCCI's Jeff Durob, who is standing by with the relays director, Blake Bolden, for more on what we can expect and watch for tonight. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Jody. Hey, Ben. And you're exactly right. What a fun atmosphere. Y'all are having fun up here. I'm next to the action, feeling the wind blow by when they run past me. But I'm with a special guest, the mastermind, could we say, behind this incredible event. Blake Bolden, director of the Drake Relays. I have to ask Blake, for a lot of us, who aren't entirely sure what the rules are of this event, could you give us kind of a breakdown of what we're looking at?
Yeah, absolutely. Each athlete gets 3 attempts to get over each height. So it's very similar to the high school high jump, middle school high jump that we're familiar with. Similar format. And it's interesting because as they take the runway, the athletes will give indication to our pole vault officials at the other end where exactly they want the standard. So there's some small adjustments made for each athlete. and the placement, and then they get an attempt at each height. Once all athletes have either cleared that height or missed 3 times, the bar goes to the next height. What's unique tonight is we start with the women. They all get their chance at opening height, and then the men have their round, and then we go back to the women. So and it's not just attempt by attempt we change, it's height by height. So the bar in the women's competition never moves until they're all over or out. So the excitement builds as we're now seeing every attempt, there's a little bit more excitement and a little more at stake.
I mean, you can hear the crowd. I have to ask, this is no easy feat. What went into this? I mean, this is incredible. You're having a pole vault competition next to a food court in the mall.
Yeah, well, first it takes a wide variety of community partners. USATF Iowa and our officials, their attention to detail, because this competition meets every standard internationally and nationally in rules. We had a local surveyor here yesterday morning to be sure that it met the global certification by World Athletics. And then it's the ball. Jordan Creek Town Center, Randy Tennyson and his staff to let us do it. And then Beiser Lumber to help us move this stuff, MediaCom, so many people that have rallied around it to make this special.
Awesome. Well, Blake, congratulations on all this. Huge week. We're not done yet. We'll have more coming up in a little bit.
All right, thank you, Jeff. It's good to know some of the rules, but I mean, you don't have to know all the rules to be impressed by these athletes' athleticism. It's absolutely incredible. Some of these athletes been even soaring higher than 13 feet.
Inside a shopping mall, nonetheless. Yeah, it's fair to say this event has changed a lot over the years here at the Drake Relays. Sports Director Scott Reister caught up with a gentleman who jumped a while back under some different circumstances.
89-year-old Jerry Proudfit, a state champ at Valley, had a way different experience when he pole vaulted.
So you had to watch where you landed.
They landed in sawdust. They didn't have the big mats.
He and his daughter Kimberly showed me the same straight steel pole he used back in 1952 at Valley High.
It's a special pole there's no bend to it like the poles that are used now. These are straight. You just use one straight up with them and down. I mean, now you can bend them in half and it'll shoot you up over the top. We didn't have that.
Can you imagine what it would be like now with one of those new poles that bend?
I don't know. I'd try it though.
You would right now?
Well, no, I wouldn't now.
Jerry loved it, and his 3 kids still have all the medals.
The gold ones were first place.
Do you remember getting this newspaper and seeing your name in the newspaper?
Oh yeah, that's what I got, kept it.
He wound up with a Class B state record of 11 feet 9 3/4 inches and one of the biggest thrills of his state championship season in '52, competing in the Drake Relays.
Well, it was quite a privilege to do it at the Drake Relays. Be able to do high enough to get in there.
After graduating, Jerry Proudfit turned down a full ride at Iowa State to serve in the military. Later in life, he kept jumping around with his family.
He was a city clerk for West Des Moines, and he was all dressed in his suit and wingtips, and he with a hat, and he came home and saw the boys were out back, and he grabbed his pole and started running and jumped over the pole in the backyard because we had it all set up there for my brothers. But the boys just got a big kick out of that. And my dad was pretty fearless. He would always do fun stuff like that with us kids.
Just never jumped in a mall. Scott Reister, KCCI, Iowa Sports Leader.
And take a look at who's here in the crowd tonight. It's Jerry and Kimberly. We're so glad they can make it out for this experience this evening, and I'm sure if any of the pole vaulters have the need for any advice, that our friend Jerry would be more than glad to give them some. Part of what makes this event so great is that champions like that are able to go ahead and be here to witness the future being made. So we have so much more as far as the Drake Relays are concerned, and all of that really happens outside after tonight.
Yes, and if you know the Drake Relays weather, it's always fickle this time of the year. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Jason Sadego for a look at whether fans will need sunglasses, a hat, or the rain poncho.
Looks to be an up and down week as we trek our way through the Relays Grand Blue Mile tomorrow. Looking pretty good. It's going to be breezy, though, so if you're out there pounding the pavement, might be doing some good old-fashioned resistance training because of that. Temperatures, though, nice. We top out at 69, so should be around that as we head into the race. And Wednesday's looking good. We got 64 with some sunshine heading into Thursday, though. Going to be breezy again. We'll have more chances for showers and even some thunderstorms late in the evening. Should not interrupt any activities, though, throughout that day. But as we look ahead towards Friday, we're warming up. Temperatures back in the low to mid 70s. Got a chance for some showers and thunderstorms early morning and then again into the afternoon. Could even see some strong to severe storms. So we'll have to keep an eye on that day as we trek our way throughout the Drake Relay. Saturday, though, a showery start. Otherwise, temperatures warming up. We're back up to 77 with mostly sunny skies. Get out there, enjoy those relays.
All right, Jason, thank you so much. Fans will need a ticket for most of these events. You can purchase single tickets or ticket packages online right now. You can find a link to that address on the bottom of your screen.
And if you're planning on attending in person, there are some restrictions as to what you can bring inside the stadium, so we want to make you aware of those. Here are the things that are allowed. Bags or purses no larger than 16 by 9 by 8 inches. Remember, all bags are subject to search. Spectators can also bring blankets and rain gear, but you cannot bring umbrellas. Stadium seats are also allowed, but they must be under 18 inches wide, including armrests. You can also bring one sealed bottle of water per person, and service animals are allowed.
Okay, so what about the items that you can't bring into the stadium? Any outside food and drink, including alcohol, weapons, large bag, backpacks, even strollers, bottles, coolers, and thermoses and lawn chairs are also not permitted.
Okay, so if you want to know where to park later this week, fans can park in Lot 1 on Drake's campus. The cost is $10 Thursday and $15 on Friday and Saturday. Lot 1 is located directly off Forest Avenue between 24th and 25th Streets. Lot 18, just to the left of Drake Stadium, is handicap parking only. Otherwise, fans can park on the streets.
All right, so we know that the fun is getting started here at Jordan Creek Town Center, but really the fun started last weekend.
Yeah, it did. That's for sure. We had the pole vaulters who got to throw out the first pitch. That was a good time. And we also had other things as well, like the painted paint fight and the bulldog, the beautiful bulldog.
Fantastic. And when we come back, he was once a star athlete, but before he had a life-altering injury, how this Paralympian is overcoming the odds and setting world records.
This is Ready, Set, Relays live from the Jordan Creek Town Center. We'll be right back.
All right, it is the Drake Relays pole vaulting event live from Jordan Creek Town Center in West Des Moines.
The atmosphere is just unbelievable. I've heard of what this is like. I've seen video of it, but it was nothing compared to actually being here in person and getting an idea of just how unique and neat this event is. It's so neat, and we've seen a lot of top competitors clear the bar so far, and they will continue to work to do so until the end of the event around 7 o'clock tonight.
It's cool for the athletes, even maybe cooler for the spectators who are lined up 4 to 5 rows deep, soaking in all of the magic this event has to offer. Our Jeff Dugroff is also here at the pole vaulting event with us, and he's at the center of really the action.
Yeah, he's been on the floor. We've had the bird's eye view. He's been down on the floor. He's joined by Brian Brown, the assistant coach of Drake Men's Track and Field, and also a professional jumper himself. Jeff?
Ben, Jody, you're forgetting one important thing. Brian Brown right here, the inventor of this wild event. I have to ask, when you came around 10 years ago, you were looking around, what was going through your mind and said, okay, this could work, we could do pole vaulting in here?
Honestly, the inspiration was an event I competed in Oslo, Norway. It was a high jump only competition, and the focus on the event was so special. When I became the director of relays, I looked for those moments. We did a high jump downtown in Allen Plaza, and it went very well. And I remember walking in the mall, and I saw it, and just like it is now, and it came to fruition, so I'm excited about it.
It wasn't wanting anti-hands and pole vaulting at the same time, I assume.
Not quite, not quite.
I have to ask one question for you. Later this week, Lolo Jones is going to be inducted into the Drake Relays Hall of Fame officially. What was it like watching her, just really quick, when she was at the peak?
So Lolo was so intense. She knew she was coming home. She valued coming to Des Moines and competing at her best. And so no matter, I stacked the competition. No matter who was in there, she wanted to win. She was special, she is special, and she was always someone that people love. So I look forward to her getting her due. When I was director, I wanted her to go in the Hall of Fame. It didn't work on timing. I'm glad she's getting her due.
We are very excited. Brian, thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the day. Big time stuff. We'll send it back to Ben and Jody.
Brian, legendary indeed. Thanks for that interview, Jeff. Well, Thursday night will be a historic night at the Drake Relays. That's when the spotlight will be on world record throwers.
Yeah, they're calling it Thursday Night Throwdown, and an athlete from Ankeny will make history just by stepping onto the blue oval. Justin Fong-Savon is a world record holder and a member of Team USA.
He's my hero.
But his mom, Tammy Shin, says her son earned that title long before then.
But the day that he decided to get out of that hospital bed and keep pushing forward, that's the day. That was our defining day. That was a day that I knew it was going to be okay.
In October 2015, Justin was shot in this parking lot outside a fast food restaurant in Ankeny, left paralyzed from the waist down. However, his story is about lifting himself back up.
It was 3 days after my injury that I came to the conclusion, like, there's nothing I can do to change this. Those overwhelming negative emotions were not doing me any good.
It was at that moment Justin began forging this new path.
As soon as spring came in Iowa, Justin decided that he wanted to do some type of sports. So he got his first throwing chair through Adaptive Sports of Iowa. And from there, he started traveling.
And winning.
He went on the junior national team to Ireland.
So he won gold in the shot put, the discus, and the javelin.
And the javelin.
Wow. Which would become his singular focus.
In 2018, I made my first national team, and everything changed from there.
More than 5 years after tragedy, Justin set the world record at the Paralympic trials in the seated javelin throw.
It was 33.29 meters. Don't quote me on the feet. We used the metric system.
Soon after, he'd win bronze in Tokyo. Now he's preparing to make even more history.
The anticipation and the excitement behind it is palpable.
Later this week, he'll become one of the first seated throwers to participate in the Drake Relays.
Been all over the world. I've been, to almost every continent. I've touched every ocean. Just competing at the Drake Relays is probably top 3.
Mom will be there at the stadium she says she grew up going to witness this next chapter of Justin's story.
I can't say enough. Just seeing him in a very familiar place.
Her hero at Drake's famous Blue Oval. There are a lot of different ages and skill levels involved in the Drake Relays.
Yeah, the Drake Relays were actually a big part of my memories when attending Ankeny High School back in 2009. Had the pleasure of running with some of my best friends still to this day in the 4x100 meter relay at the Drake Relays.
Okay, I was not good, but I gave it a go. This is a picture of me running long distance my sophomore year for Thompson Falls High School in Montana. And the reason I was so slow, Jody, was all the hair I had back then.
Now he's aerodynamic.
There we go, a lot faster. For nearly 20 years, Mike J's been known as the voice of the Drake Relays.
He also supports track and cross-country athletes and removes any barriers and hurdles keeping them from competing.
There is nothing more unpredictable than the weather in Iowa during track season. But a familiar voice can be heard at the stadium, a voice athletes and fans rarely ever get to put a face to.
It isn't what you thought it was, is it?
Mike J is Iowa's track guy.
To me, every event is exciting, and track and field has something for everybody.
His entire life, he's spent watching, coaching, and calling track meets across the state, putting a name to some of the fastest feet in the state.
I like to run the 100 dash meter, 200.
Mike J has never called this Waukees sophomore's name before. A pesky injury has kept CC Hicks Jumper from competing. She was wearing an old pair of track shoes.
They were too big. They weren't my size.
That weren't even hers.
They were not cutting at all.
Mike J has heard that before.
I just feel this is my calling, to help others, and here we are.
For the last 6 years, he's helped hundreds of middle and high school athletes.
Big towns, little towns, it doesn't matter.
Get off and running, giving them a pair of brand new kicks, no questions asked.
It would break my heart if some kid didn't go out for track or cross country because their parents couldn't afford proper footwear and we didn't know about it.
He created the Iowa Track Guy Foundation. He wanted to give away 25 pairs of track shoes each year. Already this year, his foundation has given away more than 90 pairs.
It's crazy. It's absolutely insane. Never in my wildest dreams.
Including one pair that fits Cece perfectly.
I was so happy, I was so grateful.
Because a pair of shoes is all anyone needs to participate in track, a hurdle the track guy wants to remove.
Being able to get a new pair of shoes and getting that good experience it made me yeah, I can't wait to get back on the field and just start running.
Stay with us. We'll be right back after this.
Oh my gosh, this show has flown by. It's been so much fun. We want to thank all of you for joining us for Ready, Set, Relays this evening.
And tune into KCCI all week long for full coverage of the top track and field events from the Drake Relays this week. Have a great night.